Kevin Brennan just talked to him and talked about how much he enjoys and his teammates enjoy really the tough live practices. Is this a team that really thrives on going at it hard in practice?
Yeah, I think our guys recognize that that's what they need, to continue to get better. It's not what we did last year, but they recognize the circumstances for us to improve. That's the way we have to practice to hopefully, we're halfway through the year. We're 3-3 in 6 games, and they recognize that, they're willing to do whatever it takes to win. And so we're going against each other way more than we've had in the past, but we've had to because of the circumstances. But it shows the selflessness of this team that they're going to do whatever it takes to win.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck on Saturday.
Thanks, Scott.
Wags.
Well, Coach, just kind of tell us how this week is going. You feel good about the preparation you've had to date, and I know you still got a couple more practices. And what's the plan? I don't know. Answer that question before I don't want to hit you with too many questions at once.
Yeah, we I liked our practice yesterday, Wags. I thought we had a nice physical practice, so I was encouraged by that. I'm encouraged where our guys are at. It's just losing takes a toll. It's hard to lose. Every time you lose, it takes a toll. But I was encouraged by their spirits on Monday, the leadership. Our guys continue to stick together. They, worked hard on Monday. We had a good lift, good Monday practice. Then yesterday, I thought we had a really good practice. I liked the demeanor. So it just encourages you, our guys recognize that we still have a ton to play for. We have the biggest game of the year at the end of the year. We're still in the mix in our conference. Anything can happen in our conference. So long term, our guys recognize that there's still a lot to play for, but our focus is getting ready for a really good SMU team that's ranked. That's only got one loss to the number 8 team in the country. So we're looking forward to the challenge, and we're looking forward to it. But I'm encouraged, Bill, by the way that our guys have been practicing, their demeanor, their attitude, their effort. And that's all you can ask as a coach. And then we'll go strap it on Saturday again and see what happens. But really, really encouraged by our leadership right now from the team.
And now I was going to ask you about, travel and, it's obviously more than ever, that is something you focus in on. And I wrote a story at the beginning before you went to Tulane for your first road game, talking to Blick. But as a coach, are you trying to do some things different, maybe travel earlier, later? Anything special that you feel needs to be implemented to try to be safe in this environment, Coach?
Well, I think, most of that came from, Brian Blick, our ops department. They did a tremendous job in that. When we go on the road, all of our food, a lot of the stuff that used to be out, it's all prepackaged. Our meals are individual meals that they're already made with the quantities on it that we don't eat in buffets on the road. The portions are good, but it's all, the plates are individual plates. We sit on rectangular tables. Before we always sat at circular tables where, position groups would sit by table. And that took some time to get used to, but our guys recognize that's the way you have to do things now. And so Captain Blick, Scott Marr, our nutritionist, Jim Barry, our trainer, head trainer, Brian Fitzpatrick, our strength coach, Greg Morgenthaler, our head equipment manager. Those guys know exactly what they're doing. So our road things have been pretty in sync. They've been similar. We obviously, we lost one whole road game, a big one, but we want to also, on the road. So there's some good things happening. I don't have any complaints, Wags, about the way we're traveling. I actually had to talk to a Southwest person on some stuff, just that we have, we have a seating chart. Normally Southwest, you get on there, you sit where you want. But I said, no, all of our stuff's, we know exactly where we're sitting. Our guys will wear a mask and stuff like that. But I also had to remind them too that we're not a normal group of people coming. We test 3 times a week. So we know we're safe. It's not just like passengers coming on that nobody's tested. We test 3 times a week. We take a temperature on, we really do 3.5 tests because we do something on game day. So, almost 4 tests a week. Our guys wear their masks. So just telling, I don't know. I was just explaining to the flight attendant lady that, because sometimes they just go through their normal protocol. Just like, a group of people are coming through them like, lady, we're good. we're clean. If there's anybody, unfortunately, we've had to stick that thing up our nose way too many times a week. We're good, lady. So, but yeah, other than that, Wags, it's been normal.
Last for me before I turn it over to someone else. It was interesting. Jackson Perkins said, I think SMU's better than Houston, which, that's scary. I guess you have to take that approach. Plus you're going on the road. That changes the element as well. But just, this game coming up, man, it's going to be tough.
It's a tough game, Wags. All of our games are tough. But I kind of feel like, and I said that a couple weeks ago, I feel like all of our games we can win. We legitimately have chances to win each game. Don't have Notre Dame on our schedule this year. There's always a stretch. We got to play perfect to beat those guys. But we can lose all of those games too. And those are legitimate. We can lose all of them, but we can win all of them. And last Saturday, to me, is a great example of that. Houston was a really, really good football team. But we had a chances to beat those guys. And that was a different deal than BYU. And we really feel like we had a chance to beat those guys. And that's not taking anything away from Houston. They're a good football team. But I feel like, if we play well and play the way we, Navy football, we feel like we got a chance to beat everybody on our schedule this week. But this is going to be hard. But they're all hard. Like I said, Wags, our first win, we're kicking a field goal as time expires. Our second win, we have to stop a 2-point play and knock it down, at the end of the game. ECU, we're holding on at the end to win. And that's how we're going to have to win. But, that's okay. We just got to find a way to put ourselves in position at the end to be in that. Because I like our chances if we're close at the end. We win a lot of close games because we know how to win. And that was a discouraging thing about last week. We had a chance to put ourselves in that position to be close, 1 possession game at the end. And when we get in those situations, I feel like our guys thrive doing that. Because we've been through so many of those over the years that coaching staff-wise, player-wise, we know how to operate in those kind of situations. We just got to get there. We got to get towards a 1 possession game at the end. And we'll take our chances against anybody at the end of those kind of situations.
Well, and on that note, your last 3 games with this particular team, SMU, have all come down to the end. And one of the few times you didn't pull it out was that game there in Dallas 2 years ago, and that was a little bit of controversial at the end with the play they ran, and it got reviewed and all that. I don't know if you remember that. I'm sure you do. But, yeah. This game in particular, this series has been extremely close.
Yeah, I thought, that you're exactly right, Wags. These games have been close. The last couple games, well, early on, we actually had some good games against them. The last couple ones have been close. But, like you said, we 3 years ago, we kind of did something controversial. People like, what are you doing? But we kind of didn't score. We let the clock run down, and then we kicked it in, at the end. And we were kind of thinking from San Jose State, I can't remember what year that was, 2013, where we scored too early and they went down late over there and tied the game up. It had a 2-point play. So we didn't want to put ourselves in that position. So we're like, we're going to win at the end. So, they're kind of hot there at the end. So we did that. And then, like you said, then when we lost down there, I thought Coach Pearson, the hideout play that you run is a really good play versus man-to-man, but we were in zone. We had a linebacker there. He was there ready to make a play. Just their tight end was taller than our guy. He was there. He just couldn't reach the ball. And the quarterback threw a nice ball, and they had a tall tight end. Then obviously last year we were able to get them on a 4th down, to get them to jump. And then we were able to close out the game, and so like you said, last year we're holding out for dear life there at the end. And we recognize it may be similar this game, but we're okay with that. It's kind of how we play.
And last for me, Coach, writing about Evan Fachman, I spoke with Evan today, and he announced he's going to stop playing football for his own safety. And, he wants to be a Navy pilot and is moving on. And I know you're going to keep him around the program as a student assistant moving forward this season. But can you talk about Evan Fachman, what he's meant to the program? I was just looking at his stats. He's played in, something like 23 games, 18 starts or something of that nature, a lot of tackles, almost 100 career tackles. Can you talk about Evan?
We're going to miss him. He's had a wonderful career. The 11-2 season last year, prior to that, he was on special teams a lot. He played a lot of games. Actually played his sophomore year, but his junior year had a breakout year. He was tremendous. Coach Newberry needs cerebral, tough linebackers, guys that do a lot of different things, cover a lot of different people, got to be strong in the run. And Evan fit Coach Newberry's safety prototype, or the profile that he's looking for to a T. Smart, physical, very versatile in the different things you ask him to do. Very proud of him, a local player, to come out of Spalding, really proud of him, Anne Arundel County guy, to come and do well and to represent and play at the highest level. He was an elite football player for us. He wasn't just a player that participated and, had a good career. Evan had a great career for us. And so we're going to miss him. He's definitely making the right decision. That's what he needs to do. And we're happy that he can continue to help us as a student coach. He'll be able to provide a lot of help for us. It's the one time that a guy, when people are forced to stop playing because of medical purposes, the NCAA allows them to be student coaches, so to speak. And he will be a valuable student coach because he'll be a guy that can help Coach Newberry because he knows the defense, he's been taught by Coach Newberry. So we're happy that he can stay around and help us. And I think it'll be good for his lift his spirits. Very, very emotional for him to do what he did because he loves this team. He loves to play. He's a competitor, but he recognizes this is the best thing for him. So I think being able to stay around and contribute and, mentally and help contribute from the sidelines will continue to lift his spirits.
Thanks a lot, Coach. Really appreciate your thoughts on Evan.
Okay. Thanks, Wags.
Gary Lambrick. You're muted, Gary. You're muted. There you go.
Sorry about that. Kenny, I'm writing a piece about Miles Fells, and I'm wondering if you could track just his determination from arriving direct and have to deal with that impossible slot back depth chart right on through his sense of social activism and the passion he has for that, and just, what that whole package means to your program and to the brigade.
Gary, Miles Fells is one of the best people that I've ever known or know, just as a person. Adults, players. He's one of the best human beings that I've ever known. He's a great person, really, really good football player, does a lot of different things for us on the football field. He's always been selfless, Gary. Whatever we asked him to do, whether it's going on the block side or do different things, he's done it without complaining. When he given the ball, he makes plays. When he's throwing the ball, he makes plays. You ask him to run the ball, he makes plays. And if we ask him to go block, he doesn't complain. He's one of the most well-respected people on our team because they know he has a great heart. He's a great person in our community, in our country. Very, speaks from his heart. And I just, he, like all of us, nobody's perfect. All of us make mistakes. And I've told this to people before, just about our players. We're still trying to be the best we can in the hall, trying to be the best students we can be. I wish all of our guys could be 4.0 and, never be late for anything, but they're human. They're human. But from an overall standpoint, Gary, a person, a student, a football player, I don't know if I've had anybody better. Like you said, stuff in our community, in our country, I don't know if I've had anybody better than Miles Fells. I mean, he's one of the best people that I've ever met in coaching.
I imagine, Ken, you had a chance to see the speech he gave at that rally. Have you had the privilege of watching?
He's given that a few times, and he's also spoken to our team. I mean, every time he speaks, Gary, he gives one of those. I mean, it's just he speaks a lot. Well, I shouldn't say that. He doesn't speak a lot, but when he speaks to our team, I mean, it's our guys perk up because they know that he speaks truth. He speaks from the heart. There's no ill will. He just, has the best intentions for everybody. But, he's one of the most impactful players, person, that, we've ever had here at the Naval Academy.
He has said that, and this is so common among midshipmen, they're doers. This. They're motivated to help others. They serve. And be very specific and almost like matter of fact, oh, this is going to happen. I'm going to be, if I'm not governor one day, I'm going to be doing something that lifts a lot of people. And he talks about his home state, his hometown. You feel that in him? Like he's destined to maybe roll back toward something like that? Because he sure talks about it. Like I can see it already.
Well, the thing about Miles is he, wonderful family. Mm-hmm. But, Miles has seen some stuff in his lifetime.
Yep.
Back home. And he's been through some things that a lot of us have not seen and a lot of us have not been through. And so he brings a lifetime of experience that many people haven't been through. He's got a perspective that a lot of us don't know. And so he brings great wisdom, from that perspective, and all of his intentions and things that he would like to do for his community, for our country. He's just a great person, Gary. Just, like I said, he's always got clear eyes. When he comes to work every day, you can, donkey barbecue and coach him hard and get after him. He just keeps going, man. Just keeps going. Yes, sir. Just keeps going. One of the toughest football players we've ever had. But so just overall, just he's a special human being.
As always, Ken, pleasure to talk with you.
Thanks, Gary.
All right, one last trip through. Phil, you're good? Scott, you're good? Wags, any follow-ups?
Well, yes, one more, Coach. Just kind of as you, what do you feel the keys to this game are on Saturday?
Well, they're always, we can't turn the ball over, and I say that, and they're like, well, you say that every week. Look at if we don't turn that ball over, I know, it bounces off Jamel's chest, it bounces up, but, we're still in that thing. We're still in that game, And so in close games, you got to win the turnover battle. We got to play better in special teams. We've been playing, up until last week, we were playing good on special teams. That was our worst special teams game, and came at the most inopportune time against a good opponent. So we got to continue to do that. We got to be able to stop the run, and we got to be able to run the ball. So those are our keys. But, like I said, it's kind of a broken record. It's our keys every week, but that's really how we win. Take care of the ball, be sound in special teams, be able to run the football, and be able to stop the run. And I feel like we've been doing better at stopping the run. I thought we were running the ball pretty decently until last week, so we got to get our, make sure we get that going. But those are our keys. Limit their explosive plays and us continue to have explosive plays, which we've been having.
What's it about the you guys have been doing on defense as of late, you really seem to be clicking and gelling, especially as you come together in the last couple games.
Yeah, I think obviously we had a slow start, going up against BYU and then tough loss against Air Force. But I think we've been practicing a lot, a lot tougher, being really, really physical in practice, running to the ball. And I think we're just starting to get our mojo back.
Does this team really thrive on that physical nature of practice? You hear some teams that don't really like to go hard. It seemed like you guys really thrive on that going hard in practice.
Yeah, I mean, we love the grind. We love being really physical in practice, and the scouts give us a great look, week in and week out, every single practice. So we definitely love it.
What does it mean with a team? I think Jackson is the only one who has started every game for you guys in defense, that you guys are reaching this new level with guys moving in and out of different spots.
Yeah, I mean, we always have a mentality that, next guy up. We know guys go down. Guys like me make stupid penalties and have to sit out the first half of games. And so we always have a next man up mentality. And every, whether you're first string, second string, or whatever, you're always preparing like the starter, getting ready to go.
What do you do during the week when you know you're playing against a quarterback like a Shane Buechele who has such a dynamic game? What do you do to get ready for that?
Really just making sure I have my eyes right in practice. Different keys will tell me different things, and watching film and stuff on him and different releases from different receivers there's some indicators that we find out throughout the week. And I mean, just on game days, being on my game, ready to go.
It seems like you guys, with the way you go to the ball, you're sometimes walking that thin line of maybe being overly aggressive with maybe some late hits or something, but that's the line you need to walk up to with the way this defense plays aggressively.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Coach Newberry's system, the way it is, we're really aggressive defense. We love to bring a lot of pressure. And then, I mean, just our effort level, week in and week out. We try to be we have the most elite effort in the country every week. And, sometimes we got to control that and step back, but we'd rather have to take a step back than be more aggressive.
And what's it been like this year with some of the new wrinkles that Coach Newberry's put in for you? Everything was new last year, but I imagine he's been able to kind of tweak some things this year with you.
Yeah, I mean, just personnel-wise, I've moved to free safety, and Mitch is doing a great job at Bandit. But I mean, there are tweaks every week, depending on what we're getting, personnel-wise from the other offense and whatever quarterback we're playing, whether he's a dual threat quarterback and we got to have a spy on him or things like that. But yeah, Coach Newberry is putting things in every week based on the team we're playing.
And what do you like best about playing free safety?
I mean, just being back there, I like to communicate with the guys around me. I'm more to the field now, playing a little more space. So I think I like it more. I don't know if I like it more, but I definitely like it. Me and Diego on that side now, and it's just a different spot for me. And
what's it like playing alongside Diego?
It's good. Obviously he's a great player, and the teams always know where he is at his Mike Backer spot. And he's a great leader and a great player.
Thanks a lot, Kevin.
Yep, thank you.
Phil Bergman.
Hey, Kevin. Everybody always talks each week about this 1-0 mentality. Just what are the keys to bouncing back with the W this weekend against Southern Methodist?
Yeah, you're right. We do have a 1-0 mentality at all times, and it goes past just games. It's every single rep and every single snap in the weight room and in practice. So really just coming back to work this week, like nothing's changed, really. We always have a chip on our shoulder, like we're the underdog, and we know whatever the analysts and stuff say that we are this week, and we were last week too. But we know what we can do and what we're capable of.
So far this season, every time you guys have lost, you've come back the next week with a win. Do you think this chip on the shoulder mentality helps with that?
Yeah, I'd say so. It might be a little more prevalent when we do lose for whatever reason. But week in and week out, we come to work.
Thank you.
Wags.
Hey, Kevin, Bill Wagner from the Baltimore Sun and Capital Gazette newspapers. Coach Newberry was talking about limiting the explosive plays, and Houston had a couple that were costly. SMU has the same ability. Can you speak on that?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's what hurt us last week against Houston. Were those explosive plays. We're playing teams in the American Conference that have a lot of good athletes that can go the distance at any given time. So just limiting those explosive plays and keeping the ball in front of us is crucial.
And he mentioned about third down, getting off the field. It's frustrating when you stop the run on first and second down. They're in 3rd and 6, 3rd and 8, whatever, and they convert. It's just backbreaking. Can you speak on that?
Yeah, I mean, third down's the biggest down, just getting off the field. We know that SMU this year so far has been good at converting on third down, so it's definitely a challenge for us.
Jackson Perkins was saying that he thinks the defense is really close to being where it needs to be, reaching its potential. Do you kind of agree on that?
Yeah, I do agree. We obviously, like I was saying before, we had a slow start, but I think we're starting to, find our mojo and have a little bit of identity to us. Just the way we practice and go about our business. I think we're really close, just execution-wise, to where we need to be.
And then last for me, I'm writing about Evan Fachman. He's going to hang it up. And you guys have been a nice pair back there, the two of you. And can you just talk about how much you've missed having Evan out there, and now that he's not going to be coming back at all?
Yeah, no, it's heartbreaking. Evan has given so much to the program, and really he was a mentor to me, just being a junior last year while I was a sophomore and senior now. So it's really heartbreaking. He's one of my favorite players I've ever played with, and one of my best friends too. So he's a great player, and he left a legacy here that people will always look up to. And he's one of the toughest dudes on the team, and he definitely set a standard for people to look up to.